2023, El-Rufai went on live television and said Peter Obi is a Nollywood actor. He cannot win any election. Dino Melaye also went on Chinese television and said it is not Peter Obi's time. They laughed, they dismissed him, they said he had no chance. Fast forward to 2026, El-Rufai is now in the same coalition as Peter Obi. Make I come bust your brain. Now the same Dino Melaye introduced Peter Obi on stage at the ADC convention like it was his biggest supporter. You could imagine, that's people for you. Chai, now wow. So what exactly happened between then and now? Let me take you back to 2023. Nigeria was approaching one of its most contested presidential elections in history. Peter Obi had left PDP and joined Labour Party. Young Nigerians across the country were rallying behind him under the Obedient movement, but the political establishment was not taking him seriously. Now, El-Rufai, then governor of Kaduna State, one of the powerful voices in APC, went on TVC journalist Hangout and said something that many Nigerians never forgot. Take a listen.
Regarding the 2023 presidential election and some opinion polls put together Peter Obi of the Labour Party ahead of others, how will you rate the chances of your party's candidates in the face of this?
Opinion polls are distorted. Look, data analytics is one area that I'm in love with. When I was a student at the Kennedy School of Government, I was a teaching assistant for statistics. So I understand these things. I'm not talking as a politician or as a layman. I understand these things. The most important thing in looking at any opinion poll is the sample followed by the methodology. Okay? When your sample, when you have about 100 million registered voters, and you are sampling 2,000 registered voters or 300 registered voters, I'm sorry, your results from day one are unreliable. They will have very high margins of error. How can Peter Obi win any election? Peter Obi is polling 1% in Sokoto, 2% in Katsina, 5% in Kano. That's why the votes are. All states are not equal. The fact that you are doing 70% in Anambra State does not mean somebody doing 10% in Kano is not better than you. Kano is 4 million votes that actually happened. Anambra is what? The number of votes in Anambra is the size of one local government in Kaduna State. So all states are not equal. If you poll states and you make them equal, yes, Peter Obi will sweep the southeastern states. He will do well in South-South. Where else? He's not polling well in Southwest, other than a drop in the ocean in Lagos. He is polling in the Christian enclaves in the north. He's polling well, but how many are they? How many? Peter Obi cannot win the election. He doesn't have the number of states. He doesn't have 25% in more than, the last time we checked, in more than 16 states. He can't go anywhere. Peter Obi is a Nollywood actor, and that's all he will be. Ethnicity and religious bigotry will not take you anywhere.
Omo, just imagine, Nollywood actor, that is what he called Peter Obi on national television. He said Obi had no footprint, no numbers, no chance. Now, that same El-Rufai is in the ADC coalition, the same party as Peter Obi, positioning himself for the 2027 presidential ticket, and he needs Obi's support base to have any chance of winning. Now, El-Rufai was not alone. Dino Melaye, who was also PDP's campaign spokesman in 2023, also went on Chinese television and he dismissed Peter Obi completely. Take a listen.
What you have is an euphoria, a created euphoria. And I want to tell you that everybody shouting Peter Obi on social media, but let me even tell you, Peter Obi is a fantastic Nigerian. I have tremendous respect for him. And I've said it before, he is a fantastic person. But this is not his time.
What do you mean by that?
What I mean by this is not his time, this is not his time. He doesn't have what it takes now to unify this country. Even before you start talking about the economy, you need peace. You need to build trust.
What does it take to
unify
the country that Peter Obi does not have?
It takes Atiku to unify this country.
So Atiku
it takes a man that will be trusted in the north, in the south, in the east, in every part of this country to unify this country. And today, among all the presidential candidates, Atiku Abubakar is the only one that can be trusted. That nobody will see him as a religious bigot. Nobody will see him as a tribalist. Nobody will see him as an ethnic jingoist. Nobody will see him because from even those of us around him, You can tell.
But if what you are saying that it is not Peter Obi's time, what if the people of Nigeria say it is his time?
All you see is euphoria. All those shouting, Peter Obi, Peter Obi. What is the followership of Peter Obi on social media? Even those making those noise, those imaginary noise, they don't even follow Peter Obi on social media. Go to Twitter, go to Instagram handles of Peter Obi. How many people are following him? My brother, we have seen this thing before. El-Rufai and Dino once ran for the presidency of this country. Facebook went agog. At the end of the day, he got 1,400 votes. Femi Falana, my uncle, ran for the governorship. He's popular. He's known. There was a lot of euphoria like this. In Ekiti, what was his score? So we are not. Peter Obi was in Osun to personally campaign for his governorship candidate. He campaigned for his governorship candidate in Osun in a rally, despite visiting Ekiti. The performance of Labour Party, 2,700 votes, where PDP scored over 400,000. So don't be carried away with this. It's an euphoria. It's an euphoria.
That's not all. Now another video be this. Watch.
Very quickly.
Don't call everybody. This man is NPP now. He called it to Obi people. You see what is happening here? I won't take this. He called it to Obi people. This colonel is NPP person now. You call it to Obi people. Stop that, please, Dino. You did, Dino. Stop that. I'm taking a lot from you here. Please. What is what? Why are you always calling me?
Not his time. That was Dino Melaye on national television. But here's what happened next. At the ADC convention just days ago, Dino Melaye stood on that stage and introduced Peter Obi to the crowd like he was the greatest man alive. The same man he said it was not his time. Now he is his biggest supporter. That's one of the reasons why I always talk say even if you don't like Nigerian politics because of the lack of accountability, at least you have to love it for the shenanigans. Here's the twist nobody saw coming. The very coalition that brought these people together under Peter Obi, it is now in serious trouble. ADC is in court, 3 factions are fighting, the Supreme Court is hearing the case on April 22nd, and sources are saying the opposition is now quietly looking at PRP as a backup plan. So the men who once said Obi could never win, joined his coalition, are now watching that coalition shake, and nobody knows what happens next. Now, I want to be fair here. People change positions in politics. That is not always a bad thing. El-Rufai left ABC because of genuine frustration with Tinubu's government. He has said it publicly that the economy has failed Nigerians. Dino Melaye also left PDP for similar reasons, and both of them ending up in the same coalition as Peter Obi could actually be a good thing for the opposition, because these are powerful political figures who bring structure, networks and influence that Obi alone does not have. But here's what Nigerians have a right to ask. If you said Peter Obi was a Nollywood actor with no chance of winning, what changed? Is it that you now genuinely believe in him? Or is it that Tinubu urged you personally and Obi's coalition is simply the most convenient vehicle for your own political ambitions? Because those are two very different things, and Nigerian voters deserve to know the difference before 2027. Before you go, I want your honest take here. Do you trust El-Rufai and Dino Melaye now that they are supporting Peter Obi? Or do you think they are just using this coalition for their own agenda? Kindly drop your honest take in the comments. I genuinely want to know what you have to say about this update. This is the full picture. The same people who dismissed Peter Obi are now in his coalition. The same people who said it was not his time are now introducing him on stage. 2027 will tell us whether this unity is real or whether it falls apart the moment the primary ticket is decided. Like this video if it opened your eyes, and don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss any updates, and I post here daily, and trust me, you won't be disappointed. Before you go, make sure you share this video. Let's keep everyone informed. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.